Good afternoon and welcome to GrainTV. It's November 4th, 2013. To my left is Logan Burgess and I'm Brock Shimmerdoe. We had a mixed trade in Chicago today. Let's start with a fire tip to see how we ended. Corn was down just a penny today. Soybeans for January contract up 5 cents. Wheat in Chicago down 5 cents, and Kansas City was down 4 1/4 cents as well. You know, Logan, it was kind of a quiet, low volume trade here today. We didn't get a whole lot of new information throughout the day.
Yep.
After the grains did close, we did get the crop progress report.
Yeah, you know, I think that the numbers we saw out today really aren't going to drive the trade that much in the overnight session. Generally in line with trade expectations. I think if you take a look at this table, the one thing that people are going to look at is that a little bit more corn got harvested last week than what the trade was expecting. We know on Wednesday and Thursday last week, harvest almost came to a standstill across much of the Midwest. But as you can see, that still a sizable amount of corn crop came out of the fields last week. We're now sitting 73% harvested on corn, 86% for soybeans. Not really a big story to talk about there for beans. So in general, this report, I would say, generally in line with trade expectations. Maybe the one point would be that a little bit more corn was harvested last week. I don't think that's going to do anything to help the bleeding here in the corn market. In general, it seems like the production side continues to weigh on things here, especially after the crop progress numbers there. This morning we did get export inspections, Brock. We know we have seen some pretty good export sales as of late. Anything in today's numbers to help find a bottom? You
know, corn and soybeans really had pretty good numbers once again this morning. Wheat was a little bit on the low side once again, kind of a common pattern that we've had over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
If we take a look at the numbers, corn came in at 31 million bushels exported. That was above analyst expectations. Soybeans came in at 80 million bushels exported. That was also above expectations. And wheat came in at 7 million bushels exported, well below analyst expectations. But let's take a look at where we're standing for this marketing year. As you can see here on the corn chart, the green line is actual seasonal pace to meet the current USDA projections. The red bars are what we are seeing for actual exports leaving the country during the week. You can see that over the last few weeks we've quite a bit been above the seasonal pace to meet the USDA projections. On the year, we're about 7 million bushels ahead. I don't really expect any revisions in Friday's report for as far as corn exports are concerned. We're pretty early in the marketing year still, and we're only about 7 million bushels ahead on the export pace. So I wouldn't anticipate any revisions in Friday's report. Soybeans a little bit of a different story, though. You can see over the last few weeks we've been getting quite a bit ahead of that seasonal pace. On the year, we're about 81 million bushels ahead of that pace. So, you know, coming down the line, we get that USDA report on Friday. I would anticipate, you know, somewhere in the area of about 25 million bushel revision higher for anticipated exports this year for soybeans. And wheat is a similar story as well. Even though we have slowed down in recent weeks, compared to that torrid pace that we started out the year, we're about 115 million bushels ahead on that seasonal pace for wheat. A little bit further along in the marketing year, so I wouldn't be surprised to see somewhere in the neighborhood of 25 to 50 million bushels being added to the wheat exports for next year as well.
Yeah, so certainly some export numbers that could be bumped up higher in Friday's report, but really it seems like the general consensus of the trade is that even if we do have some improving demand side numbers, you know, export sales, ethanol numbers here, those are both two areas that could be raised. In general, the production side is going to trump any of that, and on net we're going to be seeing a larger ending stock number. It certainly seems like that kind of sentiment has been reflected in the trade action that we've seen here over the last several weeks, and wouldn't be surprised if we had kind of a quiet trade, maybe to a little bit lower into Friday's numbers. Certainly a lot of bulls out there are getting a little bit nervous about this report on Friday, and certainly the expectation is that the USDA is going to make a higher ending stock figure for corn and soybeans. Now the big question is just how much of an increase are they going to add to ending stocks? We'll help keep you posted on that here on GrainTV. Certainly this week we'll be getting out a lot of private analyst estimates. We know on Friday we got Informa numbers. They're looking for a 14.2 around their billion crop for corn, and we'll have to see what the remainder of the private analysts come out with prior to Friday's report. Thanks a lot for joining us here on GrainTV for a Monday. We'll see you back here tomorrow.